Welcome to the Daily Shift. You heard that right. The Daily Shift. The show where we block out the noise and speak truth, train your mind, and help you become the absolute best version of yourself. Leo and Andrew are on their way. You're in the right place. And while you're here, take a breath. We're about to dive in. The show starts in 30 seconds. You ready? Take a deep breath in and breathe it out. Prepare for your shift.
Hello and welcome. Check 1, 2. All right, we sound good. Welcome to the Daily Shift. It's good to see you, Mr. Bill. How you feeling? Jim, good to see you. Trust you all are having a great Memorial Day. I found a beautiful tribute that I wanted to play for you guys, but I was having difficulty getting the operation to work for me. So thank you for being here. I have a very special topic that I'm going to dive in, and I ask you if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay, please give me some feedback because I'm going to be giving some questions to you of some edits we're going to be making to this daily show. And I want to make sure that they are giving you more of what you want. And it's a fun thing. I love showing up here every day and hanging out with you guys. Les says, I like your hair. Thank you. I appreciate that. I went to a barber who gave me some advice on how to fix it and took that advice. And so I've been implementing that. So thank you so much for noticing. Happy Monday. It's Memorial Day, and I'm excited to share a couple of things with you. Number one is the shift. I'm going to talk, though, in a moment about why 90% of entrepreneurs fail. Such a high number. But before I do that, I want to bring something up. One of the lessons we often teach is find out what people want and give it to them. In business, in sales, in a lot of ways, that is a way to make your product successful. And something that Leo and I have been, spending a lot of time reviewing and talking about is consistently how to show up in a way that brings you guys the absolute most value. So we got feedback from various episodes, some episodes higher than others and so on. So what we've done is we've kind of broke out a list of something, of things we keep getting requests on. And I'm going to lay it out to you here briefly and also make a post on this. So I would like each of your votes, whether you're on here live or watching the replay. I'm going to go back and look at every single comment on the replay as well. And I want to hear your votes. And we are contemplating doing a one day every week that is based around motivation. And I threw out the idea that maybe that could be on Mondays. Come back from the weekend, hit it heavy, do motivation Mondays. But we were contemplating doing that. Now, again, if you get something that I don't share here, if you have an idea or a thought, put it in the chat. Great. Tuesday, we were thinking about doing an interview with one of the people from our community. And we have an incredible mastermind of people who are doing great things, some who are newer, the majority of which are experienced, running businesses and building. I said, what if we interviewed every single week one of our mastermind members, someone who's been with us closely for months or some of them even years, and is running a business, and just get real behind-the-scenes perspective from dozens of high-level business owners. And I was thinking about doing a day where we do, because I've done real estate for the last 11 years, doing one day per week where I just come on and do a real estate live show where every week I could show up and just give real estate information. Some weeks maybe we call your deals live and close them. Some week maybe we call our deals. Some weeks I just give tactical information about things that are working in 2025. And I thought about, we've got multiple requests. I've been hesitant about this for many reasons, but I've had multiple people texting me in recent months asking, would you start a Bible study? And I know Leo and I have done the Bible study a few days impromptu here, but I said, what if we made it a consistent once a week, maybe every Thursday, or pick a day. But every week we come together specifically to study the Bible and just make it however long it goes, but a specific Bible study segment. And then maybe every Friday, coming to the weekend, what if I did a weekend wealth plan and the shot of what's the most important daily action steps for the weekend ahead or for the next several days, because I see a lot of people fall into a slump on the weekends. And I share that. So I've laid out essentially a list of 5 things that we could talk about: motivation, talk about transformation, hearing from people in the community, talk about real estate, what I've spent the last 11 years of my life eating, drinking, sleeping, everything, business and real estate, talk about Bible and Bible study, and talk about building true wealth. Now, I share that. That's just an idea I come up with from feedback I've been getting over the last several months from you guys. I would love if you have specific things you want to hear about. You're like, oh my gosh, I wish I could pick your brain on this. I wish you would talk about this thing. I would love the perspective consistently on X part of life or business or the 8 categories of life. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. So type it in the chat, whether you're watching live or you want to think about it, come back on the replay. But I'm going to be reading every single comment, and I so value your feedback because we're going to be making those edits and starting to study and prepare for them in that way based on the votes we get. So why most entrepreneurs fail, I wrote down 3 reasons, and I'm going to tell you what those are. And today I want to point out, though, the odds, while they may be against you as an entrepreneur, if you look at real estate investors, the odds may be against you. If you look at being someone who makes above a certain amount a year, what is in the U.S., if you make, I believe, above $600,000, you're in the top 1%. And worldwide, if you make above, I think it's $32,000, you're in the top 1% of the world. So incredible math. And you understand you already have been gifted, blessed by winning the lottery, by being here, by being as healthy as we are, and by being alive. Thank you, God. So the odds being against me don't scare me. What it causes me to do is say, how can I turn those odds from against me to my favor? Well, I have a habit of finding people who do what I want to do and trying to implement that. We, Leo and myself, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars being in masterminds and being around people who operate at high levels to say, what are they doing and how are they doing it and how can we do more of that? So number one, the thing that causes many entrepreneurs to fail before they hardly start is to not take action, or in other words, avoid the hard things. Now, I'm going to give you 2 and 3, and I think these are going to start resonating with you, but I want to point out that number one, avoiding the hard things or not taking action is the reason that so many people sit in, I'm going to figure it out one day. One day the right deal will come along eventually. And so many people sit in limbo. Now, I want to dig in deeper. And I think number 2 is the reason that number 1 happens so much. Number 2 is lack of clarity. Now, it could be fear of failure. It could be just not knowing what you want to accomplish. But for me, anytime I start to find myself avoiding something, it's because of lack of clarity. If you're disciplined and you're determined to do the hard things. Now, if you're just being undisciplined, that's a whole different story. Right? But for all of you, if you're willing to do the hard things, you say, I'm willing to do what it takes. You're here. You're showing up on the daily shift, on the Truca show. You're showing up. You're hearing this information. You already have been have enough discipline to say, hey, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do what many people aren't doing. I'm going to show up. I'm going to listen to this on the live when I can, the replay if I can't. And I'm going to hear what they have to say. I like what Andrew and Leo have to say. So you're already doing things that put yourself in a better position, but how do you put those odds better in your favor? How do you go from a 90% chance of failure to 80, and then 80 to 70, and then 70 to 50, and 50 on down? That is, and if you're taking notes, write it down, but get clear on your desired outcome. I was talking to someone today who was talking about vision. And he'd said to me, like, I used to always think years in advance and be stressed out all the time. And I related to that because I used to be the same, except when I went from focusing on what can I build, what can I accomplish, what should I do? Crap, I got to do this. My time's valuable. I got to move on. And I was constantly living in that stress and that pressure. What helped me was not to stop envisioning the future, but instead to envision the mission in the future. Now, let me explain. When we start doing hard things, sometimes we're going to question, is it worth it? What's going to help us know and continue doing hard things and not avoid those is to know that we are working toward a mission and we have absolute clarity in what we're headed toward. My mission is to help millions of people improve their relationships with themselves, with God, and with money. If I know that is my mission, then I refuse to stop until I get there, and the roadblocks in the way and the difficulty of entrepreneurship and getting smacked in the face and punched in the face countless times has not stopped me because I'm headed somewhere greater. I am working on a mission that's much bigger than me. Now, before I tell you number 3, because this is so important, before I tell you number 3, I want to point out consistency is vital. I'm talking today about the 3 things that cause most entrepreneurs to fail. Consistency is vital. Notice every single one of you, and you're here, and I commend you for that. And again, just make sure you put what you want to hear, because I'm going to be reading all the comments, and I want to see what you guys want more of, because I love showing up and hanging out with you guys. And we're going to be doing a lot more trainings. We have multiple real estate challenges scheduled. We have some motivation and personal development events scheduled, and we have some real estate events coming up. We have multiple things on the calendar, but being able to show up here every day and give value to you guys as we hang out and as you guys watch this live every day, as we watch the replays and as we learn and grow together, is something special. Consistency is a thing that requires no skill. It requires nothing outside of choosing to show up. Now, I share that because there is a power of consistency that I want to drive home, because when we get to number 3, I don't want it to be mistaken. And when you show up and you decide every single day, I'm going to do this thing, you show up at the gym every day and go, some days I work out better, some days I don't quite work out as good, but every day I'm in the gym. Or when you say, out of 365 days, at least 300 of them I was moving. When you say, out of 365 days, I'm drinking my water like I should, at least 350 of those. If you are doing things consistently, now you start to see your life to change in a big way. Because see, it's not about the first 3 sales calls or the first 10 reps. If I'd have went to the gym one day and done 20 push-ups and 20 reps of something, I would have had no change. No visible, no real change. But because every single day I show up and I do something. And on days my mind makes excuses, I do something to move still. So consistency is key. Number 3, and the final thing that causes 90% of entrepreneurs to fail is staying doing the same darn thing way too long. Now, that's why I wanted to explain consistency first, because consistency is a key. And the same thing that got you to where you are, I assure you, will not get you to where you're going. See, $30,000 a year Andrew, the guy who never made over $30,000 a year at 21, knew how to go put roofs on houses, knew how to go build houses, knew how to do plumbing and electrical and sheetrock and all the things. But I had to learn some new information. Now, could have I used that industry to make money? Of course. I could have launched a company or done various things had I known what I know now. But being able to continue working the same thing in the same area, charging the same prices that we were, would have kept me at that same level. But it wasn't until, for me, my break was, I said, I'm going to go to an event, a live event in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, and hear information about how to build a portfolio. This crazy idea that this 21-year-old could go to downtown Atlanta on a credit card and figure out somehow how to go make this business work was nuts. I even had people who cared about me said, be careful, be really careful. No risk, no goodies. And it must be calculated risk. So I said, you know what? What I've been doing is not getting me to where I want to go, so I got to make a change. Except I had to stop doing some of the things that I previously did and take on new habits. This is where the challenge comes in for most of us, and then it gets us to a certain level of comfort. Break out of that certain level. Maybe you get to $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Now, the bad news is you've got to stop those bad habits that keep you at $10,000 a month to get to $50,000, and so on and so forth. Now, that happens at every level of revenue, happens at every level of business, happens at every level of life. The same person you were as a teenager, you had to take on different habits when you became a father or a mother or a grandfather or grandmother, or when you became a husband or a wife, or when you started your business, or when you became an adult, because every season of life requires growth. So we can either only grow at the level of which life requires of us, or we can choose, instead of letting life push us over the edge, to say, oh crap, I got to grow. Oh, God forbid, there was a hospital stay. That's what it was for me. There was a hospital stay. I got a bunch of hospital bills. I got to go make some money. I got to figure this out. I don't know what I'm going to do. That pushed me over the edge. And since then, I now say, you know what? I'm going to look ahead, and I'm going to say, I don't want life to have to push me over the edge. I want to be okay getting uncomfortable and saying, what got me here won't get me there. How do I learn and grow today? How do every day I read a book? How do every day I get to, not a full book every day, but read every day? How do I get to an event every day where I'm around high-level people? How do I get around the people who help me get together the deals that I want, and I help them get what they want? How do I put myself in win-win situations every single day? So do the hard things. Get absolute clarity. So important. The worst thing that you can do is do the hard things every day, working towards something that's not where you want to go. Know where you want to go. What's the mission you're called to accomplish? Number 3, don't stick to doing the same things. Be willing to change while being consistent. Take calculated risk. And I want to point out, every one of you are here for a reason, and I commend you for being here. Your thoughts is so valued to me. I'm going to read some of these comments before I hop off. And please, please, please let me know your thoughts, whether you're watching the live or the replay. We have, hello, Andrew. You're feeling a 9.5. I love that. Yeah, put in the chat. How's your energy today? I want to hear that. Lori says, all sounds good. Great ideas. Awesome. Teresa says, all that sounds good. Cool. I like that. What's up, Marlon? Good to see you, brother. Bill says, thank you, Andrew. I would love specific training on writing agreements, purchase and sales agreements. I wonder how many others would like that as well. That'd be awesome. That'd be a good thing to do during the real estate trainings. Thank you for that idea, Bill. Bill says, I would need clarity on writing agreements. Good. And Bill's bragging on me. Crap, where'd it go? I hit the wrong button here. Give me 1 second. Leo usually runs this. Here we go. I'm impressed and proud of you, Andrew, especially on how you jumped in, did the thing after your first REI training. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. I'm grateful every single day. Somebody said today they met our team and they met some of our Freedom Life Mastermind family members, and they said, I'm impressed with what you and Leo have built. I said, I wake up every single day grateful, shocked this is my life. Judith says, yes, make sure keep going. Thank you, Judith. Teresa says, I definitely want more real estate training. Oh, I like that. Good. Jim says, 9.0 today. Hey, I love that. And he says, I think having others that speak and share their experience along with training would be vital to all. Thank you, Jim. I like that idea. And I do think, we had interesting note. We had, for those of you who saw it, and if you didn't, go back and watch it. You're going to get so much fun out of listening to my pop. It's on my Facebook and all on Truca YouTube and my YouTube as well. But that was so much fun. My dad came on. We had a guest. It was my dad, the first time we ever had a guest on the Truca show. And I know many of you saw it. And it was just a blast. But it got such incredible feedback. People were calling and texting and, of course, commenting. And it got, I think across platforms, several thousand views. It was great. But that gave me the idea to say, you know what? We need to be able to consistently add perspective from the people around us who we pour into or who pour into us. Some, who knows? Some of our mentors might come on and mastermind leaders of groups we're in. And then, of course, our mastermind members and people who we're growing alongside. So thank you for that. Frankie, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Says, yes, this will be helpful. Good. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for all you guys do. There's something that happens over time, and my prayer is, if nothing else, from today, you are reminded of the fact that showing up consistently, being willing to adapt to change, and letting your knowing of your mission overcome your fear. No risk, no goodies. And that thing you fear is often the lever that needs pulled in order to get where you want to go. I commend you for being here. Keep showing up. It means the world to us. And I'm going to be reading all the comments on the replay as well. And I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time. Stack the odds in your favor. God bless.